Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is about the 10 most peaceful countries to live in. Before we start, if you haven't subscribed our channel, then hit subscribe button and press the bell icon for future updates. So without further ado, let's get started. The Global Peace Index finds that the level of global peacefulness deteriorated, with the average country score falling by 0.3%. So here is the rundown of top 10 countries. Number 1 is Iceland. Iceland remains the most peaceful country in the Europe region and the world in the GPI, with an improvement in its score of 3.4%. Both the violent demonstrations and perceptions of criminality indicators improved. Iceland recorded a 55% decrease in violent demonstrations score after recording its highest score in 2021, while its perceptions of criminality score is now the 10th lowest globally. Number 2 is New Zealand. New Zealand remains the most peaceful country in the Asia-Pacific region and the second most peaceful country overall in the GPI. New Zealand recorded a slight improvement in score in the 2022 GPI, as a result of a decrease in incarceration rate, military expenditure, and terrorism impact. Improvements were recorded across all domains except for ongoing conflict, which remained stable between 2021 and 2022. Number 3 is Ireland. The Republic of Ireland is one of the wealthiest, most developed and happiest nations in the world. Ireland is ranked as the third most peaceful country in the world and second most peaceful country in Europe. Peacefulness improved by 0.019% with major improvements across the safety and security and militarization domain. Ranking 160th out of 163 nations, the toll is only 2% of the GDP compared to the 10.9% global average. Number 4 is Denmark. Denmark recorded improvements in the safety and security domain. However, it dropped one spot and is ranked 4th among the 163 countries in the GPI. A safe country to travel and live in, Denmark is characterized by a high degree of political stability, freedom of the press, and respect for human rights. It also boasts a high level of income equality and is frequently ranked as one of the happiest nations in the world. Number 5. Austria. Overall peacefulness in Austria improved by 0.018%, making it the 5th most peaceful country in the world. The safety and security domain improved by 0.086. Austria performs well in many measures of well-being such as income, jobs, and housing. Social tensions have been growing in recent years, fueled especially by anti-migrant campaigns of the popular right-wing Freedom Party, FP. Austria experienced one of the largest deteriorations in peacefulness in Europe owing to a worsening of the terrorism impact indicator. Number 6. Portugal. Ranking 6th on the 2022 Global Peace Index, Portugal remains one of the most peaceful countries in the world. Portugal marches to the beat of its own drum when it comes to peace and safety. Over the past few years, this nation of about 10 million people has emerged as one of the biggest climbers of the Global Peace Index, moving from the 18th spot it held in 2014 to the top 10. Ranking above the industrialized nation's average in terms of housing, work-life balance, personal security, and environmental quality, Portugal is also considered one of the top expat destinations for the overall quality of its lifestyle experience. Number 7. Slovenia. Slovenia's overall GPI score deteriorated by 0.021%. The country dropped 2 spots from last year and ranks 7th among the 163 countries in the 2022 Global Peace Index rankings. A legend says that when God distributed the land to all the nations, Slovenians were overlooked because there were so few of them. It is easy to imagine Slovenia as a peaceful country. A fixture of the Peace Report's top 10, it is the top-performing nation in emerging Europe, along with the Republic, Hungary, Croatia, and Slovakia to make it into the top 20. Number 8. Czech Republic. Up one spot from last year. Over the last decade, the Czech Republic has shown a sustained improvement in a great number of areas ranging from political stability to personal security and international relations. According to the OECD, it also performs well in many measures of well-being, ranking above average in jobs and earnings, work-life balance, education, and skills. Not only have 94% of adults aged 25-64 completed upper secondary education, well above the average rate of 78% and the highest among the 34 industrialized member countries. Number 9. Singapore. Singapore moved a step higher from the 2021 Global Peace Index rankings and is now ranked the 9th most peaceful country. It remains the second most peaceful nation in the Asia-Pacific region for the third consecutive year. Singapore improved significantly in the militarization domain, with large improvements particularly in nuclear and heavy weapons as well as weapons exports between 2021 and 2022. Singapore depends on seaborne trade for its prosperity, so having the naval resources to ensure the smooth passage of vessels through the Strait of Malacca, the narrow stretch of water that serves as a gateway between the Indian and Pacific Oceans, is crucial. And last, number 10 is Japan. Japan is 3 times more densely populated than Europe and 12 times more than the US. Yet it still manages to rank highly for both peace and quality of life. Theft and other felonies, the National Police Agency notes, have become passé. Over the past few years, the number of recorded crimes continued to decrease to historically low levels, a trend also reflected in the low incarceration rate, which in Japan has followed a downward trajectory starting from the 1950s. The country improved significantly in the militarization domain with large improvements particularly in the nuclear and heavy weapons. The economic cost of violence in Japan was $152,481.